You hear the word depression thrown around all the time, right? But what does it actually feel like? We're not going to start with some dry textbook definition. Nope, we're going straight to the heart of the experience itself to really understand the hidden reality for millions of people. So, let's dive in.
This quote, it just hits you, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that deep, profound sense of isolation that comes with depression. It's like you're forced to be an actor in your own life. You put on this mask for the world, you're the smiling friend, the hardworking employee, the dependable family member. But behind that mask, you're fighting this silent, totally exhausting battle that nobody else even has a clue is happening.
So what does that invisible burden, that internal struggle, actually feel like on a day-to-day basis? Well, let's be super clear about one thing. This is so much more than just feeling sad. And this right here is a really crucial distinction to make. See, we all get sad. Sadness is usually a reaction to something bad happening. But depression, it's this constant, heavy blanket of just nothingness. It's disinterest. It's emptiness. And the craziest part? It can be there when you're surrounded by people you love or when you just got a promotion, when life on the surface looks totally fine. That's what makes it so incredibly confusing and lonely.
And these feelings, they aren't just in your head. Oh no, this is a full-body experience. We're talking about waking up feeling completely drained, even if you just slept for 8 or 9 hours. The hobbies and passions you used to love, now they just feel like chores. You might even feel actual physical pain, constant headaches, body aches, stomach issues, with no clear medical reason. It literally takes over your entire being.
Living like this, it's a constant, draining battle. It's like you're two different people stuck in the same body. There's the you that you show to the world, and then there's the real you, just struggling in the dark. And you live in this constant fear that someone's going to see behind the curtain. Just trying to keep up that act day after day, it takes an unbelievable amount of energy.
But you know, that internal struggle is really only half the story. The damage gets so much worse because of how the outside world reacts. This is where this huge, invisible wall of stigma comes into play, and it adds this second, crushing layer of suffering.
Take a second and just let this sink in. Every 30 seconds, somewhere in the world, a life is lost to suicide, connected to depression. This isn't some far-off issue. It is a massive, global crisis. And one of the biggest reasons for this tragedy is silence. A silence that's born from the fear of how other people will see you.
This comparison is just so simple and so painfully true. Think about it. We accept that any part of our body can get sick, our lungs, our heart, our bones, but for some reason, we have a blind spot when it comes to our brain. If you break your arm, your friends all rush over to sign your cast, right? You get sympathy, you get help. But if you admit you have depression, people, they just freeze up. They get weird. They don't know what to say, so a lot of the time they just back away, leaving you feeling more alone than ever. And that's what it all comes down to, right? The fear of being judged can feel even worse than the illness itself. You're terrified of the whispers, of being labeled as weak or dramatic, or just being told to get over it. That shame, that's the mortar that builds the wall of silence, forcing people to fight this enormous battle completely by themselves.
Okay, so we've seen the heavy consequences, both inside and out. But this is not a story without hope. Not at all. So how do we actually move forward? How do we start tearing down these walls? Let's talk about the path from dealing with the fallout to finding real hope.
The entire journey forward, literally everything, begins with this one powerful shift in your mindset. We have to learn to separate the illness from the person. Depression is a medical condition, just like asthma or diabetes. It is a problem you have. It is not who you are. Getting that, truly getting it, is the first and most important step you can take.
And once you make that mental switch, a real path forward starts to open up. Step 1 is breaking that silence. Finding the courage to just say the words, "I'm not okay." Step 2 is about self-acceptance, about learning to love the person you actually are, not the perfect version the world expects you to be. But maybe the most crucial step of all is this one: community. We have to stand together. The only way to beat isolation is to face it head-on, as a team.
This right here is the heart of it all. The solution isn't to pretend the struggle doesn't exist, it's to normalize it. It's to finally, collectively accept that it is okay not to be okay. Struggling is a part of being human. Sometimes the most powerful words you can ever hear are just, "me too." Because in that moment of shared vulnerability, you find an incredible, unexpected strength. You realize that your pain is valid and you are absolutely not alone.
And that leaves us with one last big question to think about. For so long, we've been taught this idea that strength means hiding your weakness, pushing down your pain, and never letting anyone see you struggle. But what if we've had that completely wrong this whole time? What if true strength isn't about being invincible? What if it's about having the courage to be vulnerable, the courage to ask for help, and the compassion to stand by others who do the same? Now that sounds like a definition of strength worth fighting for.
Health is the most precious gift. If this video helped you or someone you love, please like, subscribe, and share so more families can stay safe and healthy.